Hi there, everybody. I'm Joe Kelly, Director Emeritus of the Oneida County History Center. I'm standing in the Hall of Fame Gallery here at 1608 Genesee Street. It has been my privilege to introduce the inductees over the past 20 years, and I'll do so again tonight. But first, a little history. The Historical Hall of Fame began in 1946. The goal was to honor individuals from Oneida County who made an impact on our community and those who made an impact on the world. Past Hall of Fame inductees included Utica native Barbara Cope, who would eventually become a saint, Saint Mary Ann of Molokai. General William Floyd, one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence. Henry Inman, a world-renowned portrait painter and landscape artist. James Schoolcraft Sherman, who was Vice President of the United States under William Howard Taft. And Garrett Smith, the noted abolitionist. The initial run of the Hall of Fame only lasted 5 years, but it was revived in 2001 and named after benefactors David and Carolyn Ellis. It has been going strong ever since. Past Hall of Fame inductees include founders of Oneida County towns and villages, world-class athletes and artists, scientists, inventors, pioneers, business and community leaders, as well as local and national politicians. We are excited that the 2022 inductees will join an outstanding group of individuals who have shaped our community and made Oneida County what it is today. The class of 2022 includes community leader Dr. David A. Brown, who was also Utica's first black dentist. Utican and Congressional Medal of Honor recipient Charles F. Cleveland. Political pioneer and public servant Beatrice B DeSantis. Revolutionary War hero Colonel Peter Gansford and Bonnie Woods. Community ambassador and founding member of Mother Mary Ann's West Side Kitchen. We hope you enjoy this program about these exceptional people who helped make Oneida County what it is today. Thank you for joining the History Center to celebrate and honor excellence in local history.
Dr. David A. Brown was Utica's first black dentist and a community leader who had a tremendous impact on the Mohawk Valley. He was a World War II veteran and served as president of the Oneida County branch of the NAACP, chairman of Utica's Human Relations Commission, and was active in numerous other organizations. David was born August 31, 1921, in Wilmington, North Carolina, and graduated with honors from Wilston High School in 1939. There, he had been president of the Student Council, editor of the school paper, and in the Honor Society. His hard work paid off with a scholarship to Dillard University, where he received a Bachelor of Arts degree. David joined the U.S. Army in June 1941 and later attended military police school and the Army Specialized Training School at Prairie View University in Texas. He went overseas with the 92nd Infantry Division and was assigned to the Italian campaign of World War II. Dr. Brown attended Meharry School of Dentistry in Nashville, Tennessee, and earned his Doctor of Dental Surgery degree in 1952. He completed internships at Eastman Dental Dispensary and Strong Memorial Hospital in Rochester before moving to Utica in 1953. He opened his own practice at 402 Court Street and became Utica's first black dentist. In 1977, Dr. Brown was honored with the Alumni Award at Meharry Medical College for 25 years of service in healthcare. Dr. Brown was more than just a dentist. He was a human rights advocate who dedicated significant time and energy to his community. He served as treasurer of the board of Head Start, was a member of the Frontiersmen International, the advisory board of SUNY College of Technology, and was active with the Utica Kiwanis Club, the Utica YMCA, and several professional dental organizations. When Dr. Brown passed away, Mayor Louis Lapola was quoted as saying, "There has never been a person with more of a sense of love for a community than Dr. Brown."
Congressional Medal of Honor recipient Charles F. Cleveland was born August 14, 1844, in Washington County, New York. He moved to Utica in 1855 and at the age of 15 began work as a marble cutter. He was employed with R.C. Dodge until the outbreak of the Civil War. Charles enlisted in the Union Army on May 3, 1861, and became a member of Company C, 26th New York Volunteer Infantry. The first battle in which he participated was the Battle of Cedar Mountain on August 9, 1862. He also fought in the battles of Thoroughfare Gap, Second Bull Run, Chantilly, and South Mountain. But it was at the bloody Battle of Antietam that Charles performed an act of exceptional courage that earned him the highest award for bravery during combat, the Medal of Honor. On the morning of September 17, 1862, the 26th filed out of the woods at dawn. Soldiers formed lines in a clearing, and the regiment quickly engaged. The regiment's color-bearer fell from a bullet wound early in the battle. When the orders came to move forward, Charles threw down his musket, picked up the flag, and proudly held it high in the air while moving the infantry forward. He suffered gunshot wounds in his left forearm, left breast, and left foot. Charles rejoined his regiment after only 2 months in a Baltimore hospital and was honorably discharged in 1863. He was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor in 1895. And when President Theodore Roosevelt visited Cleveland and Utica, he noticed the medal, pointed to it, and exclaimed, "I would give almost anything I have in the world for the right to wear that." After completing his service, Charles returned to Utica on May 20, 1863. He married Catherine Burns, with whom he had 4 children, and worked as a police officer for more than 30 years. Charles F. Cleveland died in 1908 at the age of 63 and is buried in Utica's Forest Hill Cemetery.
Beatrice B DeSantis has been described as a woman before her time and always a force to be reckoned with. She was a public servant, pioneer, and leader who made sure that her gender never stood in her way of making a difference in her community. B was born in Utica in 1900 and graduated from Utica Free Academy in 1918. She continued her education at Utica School of Commerce and worked at New York Telephone. During World War II, B worked long hours doing her part on the home front, assembling and dispersing rationing books to the citizens of Greater Utica for the Office of Price Administration. After the war, B served the city of Utica for more than 25 years, working as secretary to the treasurer, cashier, deputy treasurer, becoming just the second woman to hold this position, and secretary to the Utica's Commissioner of Assessments and Taxation. B's involvement in the Utica Democratic Party began in 1936. She started as a ward committee woman and ascended the ranks to become a presidential elector for Senator George McGovern in 1972. In between, she was actively involved in the East Utica Democratic Women's Club, the East Utica Democratic Organization, the International Alliance Club, the Young Democratic Club of Oneida County, and the New York State Democratic Party. In the mid-1980s, Governor Mario Cuomo appointed her to his advisory committee to the New York State Office of the Aging. B was an active volunteer in the local community and beyond. She was a founding member of the East Utica Senior Center and the first Heart Fund collection in Oneida County, the forebear of today's Central New York Heart Association. She shared her time with numerous organizations, including the League of Women Voters, the American Cancer Society, and the cultural groups such as Daughters of Columbus and Utica Society Pugliese. B's time and talent were appreciated by many. At a dinner in her honor in 1972, Mayor Michael Caruso said, "There is no more intense or dedicated opponent than B DeSantis, and no more gracious lady." B, appreciative of the kind words, summed up volunteering by saying, "You find the time to help out." Beatrice DeSantis passed away in 1991 and is buried in Calvary Cemetery in South Utica.
Colonel Peter Gansford served in the Continental Army during the American Revolution and made his mark in Oneida County history with his successful defense of Fort Stanwix, then known as Fort Schuyler, from the British in August 1777. Peter was third-generation Dutch and grew up in Albany. He worked in his father's businesses that primarily involved lumber and brewing beer. He joined the Continental Army and was commissioned as a major on June 30, 1775. Major Gansford led an invasion into Quebec and took part in the capture of Montreal. In the spring of 1776, he was promoted to lieutenant colonel, and later to full colonel of the 3rd New York Regiment, and was then sent to Fort Stanwix. In 1777, the British redoubled their efforts against the Patriots. General John Burgoyne pitched a 3-pronged attack of 8,000 British troops from Canada, who moved southward through New York. using Lake Champlain and the Mohawk and Hudson rivers. By taking control of the Hudson, the British planned to isolate New England from the rest of the colonies. Barry St. Leger led the British attack from the west. Being warned about the many forces stationed at Fort Stanwix, he attempted to bypass it, resulting in the Battle of Oriskany. St. Leger then doubled back and attempted to siege the fort. Fort Stanwix would become known as the Fort That Never Surrendered, after Gansford and his men successfully held off the British siege for 21 days. This success later contributed to the crucial American victory at Saratoga and foiled British efforts to bisect the 13 colonies. A statue commemorating Gansford stands in Rome, New York. He's depicted standing firm, his right hand holding a letter demanding his surrender. His opponent, British St. Leger, had just insisted that he surrender his troops at Fort Stanwix. Gansford responded, "It is my determined resolution to defend this fort and garrison at every hazard, to the last extremity." Gansford settled back into life in Albany after the Revolution and continued in the family business. He purchased land to build a mill town that would eventually be called Gansford, New York, and later served as an Indian commissioner, sheriff of Albany County, and a U.S. military agent.
When it was announced that St. Joseph and St. Patrick Church was launching a soup kitchen and needed volunteers to make it happen, it came as no surprise to many who knew her that Bonnie Wood showed up for the organizing meeting. 18 days later, on March 10, 2008, Mother Mary Ann's West Side Kitchen opened its doors to the hungry and homeless, and Bonnie became its proudest community ambassador. Born in 1969, Bonnie grew up on Court Street in Utica and attended Lincoln, Kernan, and UFA schools. She went on to earn a bachelor's degree from Hartwick College in Oneida, New York, graduating cum laude before starting her 30-year career at Bank of America. Here she was energized and challenged by her work. She earned a professional certification at ABA Graduate Trust School and was awarded the Accent on Excellence Award in 2009. After returning to her hometown, Bonnie married Darren Woods, with whom she shared 30 wonderful years and established herself in the community she loved. She volunteered with numerous nonprofits, including Rebuilding Together Mohawk Valley Network Continuing Care, Visiting Nurse Association, and the YWCA Finance Committee. She served as board chair for Mohawk Valley Health System and a trustee for both the Community Foundation and Upstate Caring Partners. At work, Bonnie served as a volunteer and member of the advisory board for Team Bank of America, which organizes a variety of community events. Friends describe Bonnie as an inspiring leader who went the extra step in everything she did and for everyone she encountered. To co-workers, she was a leader, a mentor, and an advocate. Whether it was at her professional work or in her many volunteer endeavors, Bonnie made an impact. After a 9-year battle with cancer, Bonnie passed away at the age of 52 in April 2021. She leaves a legacy of caring and a standard of excellence that so many of her co-workers, employees, and associates will carry forward, both to honor her and to make this community a better place.